YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, man. I appreciate y'all getting up in here, man. Listen, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you, man. Listen, this is my big bro, Dom. Welcome to the channel, man.
Thank you, man.
So good to have
it,
you,
man.
bro. Yo, me and bro go back like 25-something years, bro.
Long time.
Long time.
A lot of years. A lot of years.
Yeah, man. So, like, man, I just, you know what I'm saying, really, like, intrigued by, like, your story and, like, you know, the paths that we took, man. You know what I mean? And,
Definitely.
so, you know, like, it's amazing that, bro, it went from convict to entrepreneur to having so many different businesses, bro, and it's just really, like, inspirational, man. And so the point to this video, bro, is to really, like, show these kids, like, hey, man, like, you know, there's paths you really don't want to go down, but if you find yourself in a certain situation, like, man, make the most of it, because that's what you did. That's what I seen what you did, because there's so many people that you and I both know that went up that same road, and, you know, they became institutionalized. Like, they didn't do nothing with their time, but, like, what you did is so different and unique, and I just think that's really interesting, man. Um, so first things first, big bro. What was childhood like, man? Did you have a mom and dad growing up, and what was that like?
Yeah, I had a mom and I had a father. You know what I mean? Childhood wasn't the best and it wasn't the worst, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, mom made the best out of it, you know? And that's pretty much all you can ask sometimes.
Yeah, straight up, man. What was school like for you when you was a kid, bro?
Ah, well, man, you already know, man. It was crazy, man. I moved around a little bit, you know what I mean? Throughout elementary, finally middle, but then also in and out of being locked up. So finally, probably my long years was probably when I got to high school,
Yeah.
and I actually stayed in the same high school. Um, Crazy, man. Some things that you'll never forget though. When I was in middle school, that went down. That you know, it creates the trend for certain things.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So when did trouble start for you, bro? Around what age,
Ah,
man?
man, I was 10. I was 10. I left from Barton Elementary, and then I went to Heritage,
Okay.
and I went to the detention center because I tried to stab the guidance counselor, Mr. Alfonso. I'll never forget that.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. You know?
10 years old, man, trying to stab the guidance counselor. Uh, so like, what they put you in, like a YO or something, or?
Nah, man. That first go around, it was like a day program basically,
Yeah,
like where you went there during the day, but you came home at night. It's like a level 2, level 4.
yeah,
So like it was not major. First time at like the Jack Center, which is like the Jack Center is like where they like intake you as a youth, and then from there you'll usually go to the detention center. But since it was my first time, they just called my parents, and then I went along that road later down.
gotcha,
Um,
gotcha.
it got worse though after that.
Yeah,
When you tend to be around the crowd, when you have the environment,
yeah,
trouble comes.
yeah, absolutely, bro. So what was your longest stretch like altogether, bro? What was your longest stretch, and throughout your course of time, how many years have you done like altogether, bro?
My first time in prison was in 2006. It's 6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
that was
was
your longest stretch.
I fell with 13 originally. I fell with 6.5 years running consecutive. And I was young, and I ended up getting it appealed, and that cut it down to 6.5. I got some extra game time that helped me out, and then I had days accredited to me
Okay.
from when I was in jail before prior, cause I had did like a YO previous stint where like they gave me probation, and since I took felony probation, I did like maybe 6 months. So they put that 6 months also with that sentence because once you're on felony probation, you're qualified as an adult and you're a felon.
Gotcha.
So, but that helped me out. I did 6 years total. I did in and out of programs for like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what did you, if you want to share it, if you don't, it's all right. But what did you initially go to prison for?
I went to prison initially for the violation of probation, um, burglary, grand theft, robbery, um, tampering with a witness.
Right. And so, right, because that's a common thing we see, especially coming from like where we come from, right? You know, of course, mom did what they had to do, but you know what? It's just like, man, we didn't, necessarily have it like the rest of them, right? And so that's what I think leads a lot of kids to get into the robbery things because like, you want the shoes, you want the, you know what I'm saying? You want to look like this and that. Was that the mindset you had, or what was the mindset for you, like, doing what you did out here that led you to prison?
I'm gonna be honest, um, it wasn't necessarily for the clothes, the shoes, or the fame or the fact. I didn't grow up having. Um, Over time, my mom was sick, probably when I was like 9 years old, and so she couldn't work. She was on disability. Yeah, my dad worked, but he worked, and what he was making was providing for the home. When it came to funds, it was very tight.
Yeah.
Um, I would say it was to have the knowing of I have instead of not always not having.
Yeah.
I remember growing up when they came out with the deal on shoes, and they were like, "Man, the shoes one two pair for $89.99."
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
my mom at back then, now $89 is nothing, it's peanuts.
Yeah.
But back then, $89 was a lot of money, and Mom Deuce like, "Well, I can't get you the Nikes, or I can't get you that." And it was days where you didn't want, you was going to the cafeteria and you could buy food, but guess what? I'm sitting there like, man, old girl couldn't give me no money to buy food at lunch.
Yeah.
So it just over time, it became like everything I asked, I can't get,
Yeah.
I can't have, and it's like at that age, you're looking like, why don't I have?
Right.
Why can't I get? Now, sometimes you just feel the remorse from your mom, and you're like, hey man, you know what? I don't have it. Is what it is. But then in time past, it's almost like a drug.
Yeah.
When somebody show you that you can have, that comes with you. Like the power that you get from robbing back then, it was like, okay, this is what I can accomplish. I can have this. All I have to do is that.
Yeah.
And it just becomes a trend at that moment.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you don't have or you can't get, it's like I can have. It wasn't to get this or that. It was like, okay, well, you know what? Let's go rob, hit a lick, and then we just gonna sit at Red Lobster.
Yeah. Yeah.
My mom, Red Lobster might have been a 6-month visit, a year visit. It's not something that's all the time, because my mom was on some like, hey, listen, we're gonna go to McDonald's on Wednesday and catch this fish sandwich deal for 39 cents, 59 cents.
Yeah,
Oh, we're gonna have to catch this hamburger deal for 29 cents.
Yeah.
I was that kid that ate leftovers for not leftovers. No, I was that kid that ate leftovers and then leftovers again.
Yeah.
Because of my situation. So after that transpired, I didn't know the steps, and then when you do get a hold of starting life, it's like, hey man, it's hard. You know how it is. Your first job, never forget it. Buzz.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you was happy by getting your $120.
Yeah.
Because it's like, man, you know what? You spent $120 this week.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
used to kill yourself. 180 was like living on the next moon.
Overtime, boy.
Overtime. It's
180.
crazy.
Yeah.
But and my problem was, guess what? I could go rob somebody and I could make $500.
Yeah.
So when my sister say, hey, I need such and such for my niece, or I wish I had gas in my car, or my mom say, hey, something was going on, I could be like, okay, I got you here.
Yeah.
That part felt good.
Yeah.
It's crazy because now they don't grow up. People don't grow up with how I was growing up, but I think how they always say music was an influence
Yeah.
to a lot of people. These days, people don't understand their music influence, but back then, man, music hit different for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when Pac said, "It feel good putting money in that mailbox,"
Yeah.
I felt that.
Yeah.
Because guess what? My old girl got that check from disability in the mailbox.
Yeah.
And when I go ahead and say, hey man, old girl, here go $100 in that mailbox on top of your disability check,
Yeah.
it felt good
Yeah.
to know that I'm contributing to you, that I got, that you ain't got to worry about me.
Yeah.
I got me. I go buy me shoes. I can go buy me clothes. I can go feed myself.
Yeah.
I got this. It wasn't right, but I did it for that type of feel,
Gotcha. That's real, bro. That's real, man. Bro, what was your mindset, bro, when you finally wound up getting sentenced? Like, okay, like you ain't going home. Like,
Man, I'm gonna be honest, man. It was like, felt like a life sentence.
yeah,
You have to understand, man. I was 17.
yeah,
Somebody was telling me I was coming home when I was 30. I couldn't think about being 30 back then.
right,
I couldn't even envision talking about 30 years. Like, what? Ain't nobody don't even, people still around here thinking about what they gonna wear to prom.
yeah,
And you wanna tell me that I'm gonna be in here, away from the world, away from my family,
yeah,
for 30-year-old man? Come on, I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna be lost.
yeah,
I don't know what's going on. This has to become my life now though.
yeah, what? How was it adjusting in prison, man? Like, and we're gonna get into some of these other questions, but like, how was it adjusting at first?
I'm gonna be honest, man. Adjusting in prison was just like, you don't know. You don't know, and I went a different route than most people. Since I was so young, I went to the youngest camp. I went to Indian River.
Yeah,
But before I even got to Indian River, I remember stepping off the bus at South Florida, and a dude, grown ass man, telling me to grab my ass cheeks and bend over and squat and cough. What you need to see my asshole for, nigga? You gay?
right,
That's the mentality that I transpired, not realizing that I need to set the consequence, and this the actions that it's gonna come with doing what you do.
right,
You did what you did, so now this comes along with it. But I'll never forget it, man. I walked in, back then, it's like you walk in a dorm, and it's a bay, and South Florida, people that don't know, it's a reception center where if you're from South Florida area, everybody got to get processed through it.
right,
It's like the processing unit. And the JIT dorm, it's like, it's one part and then another part. So when we get there, it's probably like 8 of us. And the officer like, man, drop your bags. So we drop our bag, because you literally get like a bedroll and you get like a little bag. No property, nothing. Shaved head, everything gone from you. Like, broke your spirit, but you're here.
yeah,
And he's like, man, if you want to check in right now, save me paperwork, save me the aggravation, step to the left. If you feel like you gonna make it and you gonna stay in here, don't tap on my window and don't bother me. I'm like, man, it's crazy. So I look at my homeboy, and I'm like, man, you better not go to the left.
yeah.
Cause
Don't leave me in here.
This the thing. You got West Palm, Boynton, and all that. You're in the city that you're from. That no longer matter. You no longer carry that grudge. Oh, you from Boynton, or you from Lake Worth, or you from Derry, wherever you from? Oh, you my homeboy now.
Yeah.
Because now we're around Broward, Dade, Fort Pierce, Fort Myers. That's who we around. And we don't know them.
Yeah.
So we cool. But you see like 2, 3 white boys. They're like, man, I'm straight, checking in. So I'm like, man, yeah, I don't care whatever they do. First dude to try me, I'm just go off.
Yeah.
So lift up bags, walk in the door. The dude come. Dude, he supposed to be like the pod leader, and he said, "Who first?" So everybody looking like him. I said, "Well, I'll do it." So this thing called TOH, test of heart. So we get in there. I fight the first round. The dude's like in the middle of the fight. He like, "Nah, start the fight. I'll take that." Beat his homeboy. Won again. I fought 16 times that day.
Yeah.
16 times.
Wow.
I'm talking about we fought through the night, and then over time you gain respect. You gain respect by jumping on each other. You gain respect by knowing that at any given moment you gonna fight, and knowing that no matter how much against you, you gotta fight.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. So when we got there to the real camp, I actually got a hit put out on me. So I got a hit put on me because people was hearing about me before I even got to the jit camp.
Yeah.
They were like, "Man, yeah, man, big guy love to fight." So first day on the compound, dude tried to stab me.
Wow.
But my homeboy already put me on beat. He had gave me a blade. So we sorting, going to the child, go to confinement. They sent us to Santa Rosa. Santa Rosa is 24-hour max lockdown. So not the regular camp, but for lockdown, confinement. They sentence you, and you start with like level 3, and then we move down. So like you first get there, 24-hour max. You get like maybe 2 showers a week.
Wow.
5 minutes to shower, and then you go out to this rec yard that has this much space in it with a gate around it.
Wow.
For about 30 minutes to an hour.
That's crazy.
So I did that, worked on my mental. It was a big adjustment,
Yeah.
because who's ever think that you was gonna be in a 5x5 cell,
Right.
24 hours a day,
Right.
lockdown.
Yeah.
I experienced some of the things I never thought I'd experience in my life. Like I remember one time, wilding out, just ain't talking to nobody, mental going crazy in there. And so one of the guards like, "Man, I got a trick for you." I'm like, "Man, what trick you got for me, man? Whatever." So usually I'm thinking I'm about to get like mace, sprayed. He like, "Nah, I got something better for you." So we come to chow, and they come around, they open up your flat by this big. So he put this plastic down. It's about this thing, and they call it the loaf. I'm thinking like he about to give me some bread or something.
Yeah.
The loaf is mixed up of all the compounds of what they've been cooking throughout the month, and they just throw it together. And then they dry it out like a granola bar almost, and they feed that to you.
Wow.
So you don't know what is it, what's in it. It's horrible tasting,
Wow.
horrible smelling, and a lot of times people will get on the loaf and they'll be on the loaf for like a month.
Wow.
First time I was on the loaf, I lost like 70 pounds.
Wow.
Because you're not eating, just water,
Yeah.
drinking water. And I ain't talking about no Zephyr Hills.
Yeah.
Talking about a little spigot that probably skirt by this much, just enough in your mouth when you lean in.
Wow.
So it was an adjustment.
Yeah.
It really was.
Man, that's wild, bro. So, speaking of getting sprayed, man, I know you got a crazy story about that Black Jesus, man.
Oh, man.
Tell the viewers about that Black Jesus, bro. What happened in that situation?
Man, it was this guy, like a sergeant, man. And when I got up there, man, they don't even speak a language. You never even hear about these towns growing up.
Yeah.
So you get up there, man, and he like, "Man, you know what?" He like, "I got something for you." He like, "I see you a tough one." I said, "What you talking about, man? Man, what you gonna bring that little can? Cause they carry a little can on you." I'm like, "Man, bring that. You can spray that, baby. I'm gonna eat that."
Yeah.
He said, "Nah, I'm gonna get Black Jesus for you." So all the people on the door, they like, "Man, cover up, cover up." Like, man, ready for him. So I go, I put water all over my floor, put it on the bed. I soap up my floor, real slippery. I put my sheet, put everything, I get my mat, spraying, come with the can. Think Black Jesus for real. So he goes spraying. And see what happens is, in prison, they got a camera.
Yeah.
Every time they spray you, it's a camera. Thing is, the camera don't got no sound. So the camera can't determine what's really going on, why these people are doing what they doing.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's spraying you with this Black Jesus, talking about you resisting, talking about you need to calm down. The whole time he don't put 2-3 hands of Black Jesus on me. I'm down there gagging, because I ain't never had this much spray. And this spray, man, he said, you ain't ready, you ain't screening Jesus yet? You ain't screening Jesus yet?
Wow.
Don't you like Black Jesus? No. So the redneck guy, man, I'm talking about, I never thought that, like, I get that treatment.
Yeah.
I never thought that I'd go through something like that. You know what I mean? I ain't never think that something could go down like that and it can get away. But that's some of the defaults of committing what you committing and then ending up what you end up with.
Yeah. And it's like, it's crazy, man, because, bro, you hear so much corruption in the Florida Department of Corrections, bro. And, like, it's sick, bro, how they treat humans in there, bro. Like, mind you, like, listen, you do the crime, listen, you do the time, right?
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like, bro, how inhumane, like, bro, to serve someone old food, like, with the loaf, like you said, bro. And it's just like, to not even check on, you know, the people's mental state in there, like, bro, like seriously, bro, like, how has prison affected you mentally, bro? Like, I know you're in a good headspace now, but like, does it affect you mentally, bro?
Of course.
Yeah.
You have to think about it, man. When you inside them walls mentally, you discarded yourself from the world.
Yeah.
You get phone calls, you get mail, whatever the case may be. That's cool. Visits, cool. But even once you leave from Vizzo and you get off that phone, you come back to the real world of that you inside these four walls. And that at any moment, you can walk by a nigga door and somebody could be.
Yeah.
You could walk by this door and niggas could be jumping a nigga in the game. You could walk by this door and nigga try to stab you.
Yeah.
You just never know. You don't never know what's going on at any given time.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of shit that go on and you just gotta act like it don't even exist.
Yeah.
Because it ain't your business.
Yeah.
And the better you keep your head down, the better it's gonna flow for you.
Yeah.
But the truth of the fact is, mentally to wake up every day, calendars, Christmases, holidays, when you see everything that go by and to know that you're not a part of it.
Yeah.
Realizing that if I'm 16, 17, when I get out, people gonna be 23, 24. They're not, like, life has gone. People forgot about you. Things are so different than when you first came in. The biggest thing when I went in was the push-up phone.
Yeah, yeah.
I get out and people telling me this, and you can have this and this, and I'm like, what? Man, I was happy with a razor before I went in.
Yeah, the razors, man.
Let me chirp.
Yeah.
Get a next here.
Yeah.
But now it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
And I'm lost because I don't know nothing about it.
Yeah.
Life don't pass you by. You, the whole time there, mentally, you only worrying about what's really going on inside the walls. Because every time you going to reach out, it's going to hurt you. It's going to be a pain feel to know, like, I'm not there. I'm not enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's good to hear people's voice. It's good to see you. But then the reality sticks back in. That I got to go back in here and deal with about 100, 200 dudes.
Yeah.
All day. Every morning, every night. I can't sit there and say, oh, I miss my moms. Oh, I miss my girl. That don't exist.
Yeah.
People leave you. People forget about you inside the walls a lot of times.
Yeah.
Mentally being strong for that is key, though.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that's survival.
Yeah.